From Relay, this is Connected, episode 617. Today's show is brought to you by Revenue Cat, Bolt.new, and Squarespace. My name is Mike, and I have the pleasure of introducing the keynote chairman, Federico Viticci. Hi, Federico.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're also joined by my esteemed colleague, the annual chairman, Stephen Hackett. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, esteemed partner. And
Federico,
victory.
we're getting pretty close to you putting that thing back up on the line. Maybe 2 weeks from now.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Well, it will go on the line. I mean, you can still win it, but you have to put it up to be won again.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Yeah. Ooh, do we, it's going to be September 9th?
Probably.
That is what people are suggesting. I mean,
Yeah.
you never really know of these things, which would mean next week for the confirmation, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Okay.
Yeah. So I would hope that we would probably know one way or another by the time we record next week's episode.
Okay.
I think so. I bet invites are next Wednesday.
Yep.
Wild, man. This year is flying by.
And also, in between now and then, new CEO, don't forget that.
Yeah, September 1st, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine being John Turnus right now.
Pretty exciting and terrifying.
But it's got to be so surreal.
Because right now, right, he is at least, I guess, just trying to get everything he can from Tim, right?
Mm-hmm.
But come September 1st, Tim can't be sitting in that room with him anymore.
Yeah.
Because it will undermine him, right? So it must be I in this scenario, I would be feeling frantic, right?
Yeah.
Of how many more things can I get Tim to do in the next 10 days?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all me.
Well, at least he's going to be on the board, right? It's not, he can't make the decisions, but you can talk to him, right? It's like
you could talk to him, yeah.
It's like going to see Yoda and getting some wisdom and then coming back and fighting your dad with a lightsaber.
Yes, but you can't have him in the meeting with you anymore.
You can't. You can't. Anyways, hello. We have some follow-up. We have some long-term follow-up. We got an amazing post on Mastodon from listener John, who is wearing what could be the worst podcast shirt ever, the organic Pickles shirt, standing next to an inflatable pickle jar. It's
Mike
great.
doesn't remember how this started, by the way.
No, I remember it was I don't remember whether somebody said it by accident.
I did. Yeah.
Right? I still do not understand why that made it to a t-shirt.
Because you were gone.
That's the thing that I don't know.
Because you were gone, and that was when I think we put all the shirts back on sale. And then Federico and I made this one, and he very correctly told me it was bad, and then we put it on sale.
Yeah, but this is, I understand and know this chain of events. I still don't know how we get to the shirt is on sale, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fugue state.
It has created this incredible moment for John and all of us.
Yeah, this picture's awesome. It's so good.
I respect so much that John got his t-shirt in green.
Yes, that I think I did sell in other colors, but yeah, green is the canonical color.
Green was obviously the right color for the pickle shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm very excited about this follow-up. Comes in from Pierre.
Oh boy,
who is? Do you remember when I got really upset
at all of
that
Australia.
News article?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that news article from Australia. There was actually somebody who wrote in. I don't know if you got rid of this feedback or not yet, Stephen, but it's not here in the notes. Saying, I am Australian, and at first I got really upset about the slander to Australia, and then realized you were talking about channel news, and you were right because it's terrible.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I think that was maybe on Mastodon somewhere. I saw that.
Okay. Pierre wrote in and said, I've worked in telecommunications for 10 years, and I doubt that an Australian carrier would have the reported information. Telcos are not informed of what models Apple is going to release. They discover everything, SKUs, dates, pricing, during or after the keynote. The only thing they might know and test in advance are telecom-related features like eSIM or cellular. Even then, they would not know specifics about the iPhone Ultra. I had this thought in the shower 2 days later. I've been thinking about this so much.
This is what you think about in the shower? Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's a good time because, boys, sometimes showers where I get sad. Isn't that weird?
What?
Yeah.
Sad
like things
shower.
that are bothering me, I think about them in the shower. But anyway, this was bothering me, but in a different way.
Because nobody can know that you're crying?
No
Is
one
that
can
the
know.
idea?
I'm crying when I'm in the shower.
There's like a 3-second shot in Arrested Development of Tobias crying in the shower. That's what I.
Is the water on or not?
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
why you can't tell because like water's streaming down his face.
And he's got the jean shorts on?
Obviously, he's a never nude.
That's so emo of you, Mike. I love it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I get sad.
Have
in
you
the shower.
tried whiskey in the bathtub?
No, I don't think that's going to make me feel any better if I'm being
That's
honest.
why I don't drink anymore because that was a moment in my life and I was thought this can't go on.
That's not good. Yeah,
That's not
don't
good
do
at
that
all.
anymore.
No,
That was good of you to realize that about yourself. But I'll keep crying in the shower. But yes, like there's no way that Apple tells the carriers anything. They don't know anything. Because I was thinking about how hard it must be if you're AT&T that you have like 3 days to make a commercial.
Yeah.
Right? That like it's coming, you have an idea, and then it's about how quickly will Apple give you something that you can put in someone's hand. It must be quite a thing. But yes, thank you to Pierre for that excellent follow-up.
Very, very good.
Does Pierre work for a channel news competitor?
Well, they say they work in telecommunications, so I'm going to assume they work for a carrier.
Okay.
Although they could be on the communications of the telly, and that
Yeah.
could be a website,
Could be.
Stephen, your
Yes.
prayers have been answered. After what is honestly probably a decade of complaining, things have reworked their repeating task feature. Can you explain how it's better and if it's what you want?
Yes. So I wrote about this in 2018. So literally almost a decade. I have talked about it longer than that. So
Yes.
first of all, how are they still in Things 3? I was like, man, wild.
Oh
Anyway.
my gosh.
Yeah, no, I know. Where's
What?
Things 4? You know?
At some point, just stop the number.
I know. Just like charge people for an upgrade.
What?
So
Oh
What?
my God.
Say the date again.
May
8th,
2018.
2018.
Wait, we are in 26, right?
We are.
2026, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do some additional Googling to find out when Things 3 came out while you explain
I'm
this.
gonna say 2017.
I think it was earlier than that. Anyways, as I wrote in 2018, like Things is amazing. Anyone who's used it knows it. It's beautiful. It syncs really well. It's very clever in a lot of things that it does. But it had a fundamental problem for people like me. Like the vast majority of my task list is repeating tasks. Like so much of my work is cyclical. Like preparing for Connected every week, publishing it every week, doing the books every Friday, like whatever it is. Like I have a lot of repeating tasks. And in earlier versions of Things 3, you could not check a repeating task off early. So if you had something due the 10th of the month and you did it the 9th of the month for some reason, you couldn't check it off until the 10th. Really, in my mind, really limiting. And basically no other app works like this. So I wrote about that. And on the same day, Things replied to me on Twitter and said, "Thanks for the feedback, Stephen. This is something we'll be adding, though we can't offer a specific date yet."
Yeah, go figure.
The date, my friends.
Things 3 came out in May of 2017.
Okay. Wow. 9 years.
Nearly 10 years, yeah.
Well, the date was August 19th, 2026. This is from the Cultured Code blog. Repeating to-dos got more flexible with 2 highly requested improvements. You can now complete them early and easily reschedule them when plans change. I will say, Culture Code PR emailed me like a week ago. They're okay. We're doing it. We can take your picture off the wall. You know, it's coming. I've played with it and I think they nailed it. Like I think they really, really got it right. It behaves not only how other apps behave, but still like in kind of the things, you know, sort of like beautiful, well thought through design aspects of it. So I'm glad they fixed it. It's been a long time coming, but I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
So I guess so now, like if you if you have a weekly reminder on Mondays and you do it on Sunday, it will go to the next Monday or whatever.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Bravo.
Very good. Very good.
Speaking of old things,
Oh, you're not that old.
no, but the company is. Relay turned 12 this week.
Woo!
Stephen and I both wrote about it, as we want to do. And we wanted to mention that so every year we do a kind of relay Q&A thing. We've done it on this show a few times. It's usually coinciding with Federico being on vacation, but he's already done that.
Yeah.
So we are going to do a relay Q&A. We're going to do it as part of our backstage show, which is for relay members, which you get if you subscribe to Connected Pro. But we're going to release it for everybody for free in our feed called Departures, which I'll put a link in the show notes. But we would like questions. So if you have any questions, you can send them in to the Connected Feedback page, which is, I don't know what the URL is, but it's in the show notes.
Relay.fm/connected/feedback.
Yeah, but I think I have a short URL.
Connected. Oh, we read it in the outro. Let me scroll down.
Connectedfeedback.com.
Connectedfeedback.com.
Yeah, so you can go there as well. And just, you can send us in if you have a question for the Q&A. And if you want to listen to the Q&A, you can go subscribe to our Departures feed, where we put just live events basically in these Q&As. So you can go check it out.
So once a year, you get a 12-hour MP3 of the podcast.
Yeah. An MP3 that Stephen always wants to make way quicker than is needed.
And no one should listen to it because
I don't really know why you do it.
I don't know.
If I'm being honest.
I did it one year and it's like, it's kind of funny, I think. And it's a benchmark of how much faster Macs have gotten because, man, the first couple of years of doing that, it took a while to crush that MP3.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the iPad mini for a second.
All right.
There've been a lot of rumors about the iPad mini that have sort of coalesced, kind of where the rumors stand. It would be the next iPad mini would be updated to the A19 Pro found in the iPhone Air and the 17 Pro, up to 8.7 inches. It's currently 8.3. That screen is expected to be OLED, whether it's 60 or 120 hertz. I'm not sure. I would think they would just do promotion if they're doing OLED, but I'm not quite sure about that. Gurman says it'll have a more water-resistant design, closer to an iPhone than other iPads, which is just a really good idea. Like, it's kind of wild that the iPads basically have no water resistance. And it could be as soon as this fall. And so I just kind of wanted to see, do a vibe check on the iPad mini. We've all had them at various times. We have all fallen in and out of love with it. And of course, there's a lot of questions about, does it have a future as iPhones get bigger?
Well, let's start with who has an iPad mini. The three of us. Do either of you have an iPad mini?
No.
There was one in my household that one of my kids uses. So I have access to one.
My iPad mini got turned into the iPad that is in Sophia's room that plays white noise and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when we when we were flying, we would put episodes of Bluey or whatever in that. So it's essentially her iPad now.
Okay. There was a time though where that was your main iPad. Was it ever your main iPad?
Yeah. No, it absolutely was. Remember, we called him Patrick because he was purple, like Patrick Star from SpongeBob.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yeah, and that was my absolute main iPad that I used for a long time and loved, and dealt with the terrible screen scrolling thing that it did.
Oh, the jelly scrolling.
Yes, until the M4 iPad Pro, which I just loved because of how thin it was and how incredible the tandem OLED screen was.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm still on that iPad Pro as my that is my iPad that I use daily for various tasks. And love that thing. So now the iPad mini has gone into the nursery. It's on one of those 12 South stands, like the floor stands. It's really cool, actually. It's very helpful. It was really good when she was very young because if she would sleep on us or whatever, and we could just watch YouTube or whatever from the thing. It's just pretty cool.
There was a time when the iPad mini was my main iPad.
Oh, man.
My main computer, in 2012 probably.
Yep.
Yeah, it was about the time when I was in the hospital, and 2012, 2013, around that time. It was just really convenient to use, and That was like the iPad Mini 2, probably. Like I remember that it was a big deal when it got a Retina display.
Yeah, that was the 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 2. And I loved it. And obviously wanted to prove a point that you could, in fact, get work done on an iPad Mini, which I did. And then I think I moved to an iPad Air later, like in 2014, probably. Now, like, I reviewed all the recent iPad Minis. They're great devices, I think, especially with the new design. Shame about the display. I'm mostly concerned about looking ahead at September, the role of an iPad Mini in a post iPhone Ultra world.
Yeah.
And I know that one is a phone, right? And one is an iPad, and one is going to be $2,000, and the other is going to be probably not $2,000. But still, if you're the kind of person, I guess if you're the kind of person who's going to purchase an iPhone Ultra or an iPhone Fold, whatever it's going to be called, and when you open it up, it's literally an iPad Mini, right? So there's going to be that divide between, I think if you're an iPhone Ultra user, it's going to be essentially useless to get an iPad Mini unless you really like iPadOS on a small display instead of whatever multitasking system the iPhone Ultra will have based on iOS.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think there's definitely a market for. It's basically like, what if Apple made a Kindle, but it's actually like a small iPad? You're not gonna use it to set up a workstation like an iPad Pro, right? You're not gonna use it for video editing. You're not gonna use it for running local AI or whatever. But it's a great little, primarily content consumption machine. You can use it for other things. I'm mostly just curious to see what happens after the Ultra. Probably nothing, because there's still gonna be people who don't want a foldable iPhone but want to purchase an iPad Mini, and that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the foldable definitely puts the hurt on it. I mean, I think iPhone's getting bigger in general has kind of put the hurt on it. If you're using it as like a single tasking kind of device, which I think a lot of people would. So that hurts it. And I think the fact that it's not the cheapest one. Like the base level iPad is a couple $100 less, several $100 less, depending on how you configure it, with a bigger screen. And for a lot of people, that's an important factor. The Mini's kind of been a niche product for a long time. And maybe the bump to 8.7 inches is a way to like give it some breathing room above the iPhone Fold. And you're right, it will have the multitasking stuff. I will say in the betas, like the resizable iPhone stuff, a lot of Apple's apps that are in iOS that resize kind of look like iPad apps, but we don't know the multitasking model for that yet. Like, will it be split view? Is it still just going to be one app at a time? Like, we just don't know. And that is definitely I think that's actually one of the most interesting questions about the foldable iPhone is.
I can't wait to find the answer to that question.
I know.
Like,
I'm
what
fascinated.
does iOS do on a screen of that size and shape? Actually, on both screens, right? Like, what is it like on that outer screen? That weird shape. Like, it's going to be really, really interesting to get the answers to those questions.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's kind of funny. They split iPadOS off. What was that? 2019 or something. And they've become different, right? More different over time. But now you're going to have this foldable phone that inherits a lot of stuff back from iPadOS. Like, the lines are getting blurrier all the time with this stuff.
So I was worried a couple of days ago because there are new stoplight controls, the window controls in macOS Golden Gate. Golden Gate beta. Tahoe is next in our document, and it just absolutely threw me. So in the Golden Gate beta, macOS 27, they updated the window controls visually. I don't think functionally they've changed.
No.
And they have turned them from the flat red, yellow, and green into a more liquid glass bubble red, yellow, and green.
Yes.
And Stephen was making comments on iMessage, which made me think that here we go again. We're going to have another little Finder problem with the color flipping, and he's going to have a big problem. And then he published his article on 512, and I was pleasantly surprised.
I saved the Finder icon, if you really think about it. So I used all my mojo there.
I mean, you did do something.
I saved it.
Something.
We'd all be using Linux if that hadn't happened.
Sure.
So the stoplight controls have been basically the same since I think Yosemite is when they went flat. Basically the same. I mean, they've tweaked them, but basically the same look, just like flat red, yellow, green. And that stayed the same in Tahoe, despite, all the liquid glass and sort of overall mess that the Tahoe kind of became in places. Now we're in beta 6 of Golden Gate, and they've changed them. I just find that fascinating, that timeline of events. I think the whimsy is good. I do think, though, it needs some more work. I think it's not quite right. I've got two main complaints. One is the background window. The controls on the background window are too prominent. And so, liquid glass.
They are kind of strange when you look at them. You're right.
Yeah.
Do you mean the grayed out?
When they're grayed out.
When they are grayed out, they have like
guess,
a darker gray outline that looks very odd.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very visual, right? Like it kind of draws your eye a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I would wonder though, is it just because it's new? Because like if you look at one to the other, like the old version, it was just very dark gray. Like does that not also draw your attention?
I think because they're flat gray, and also like to your point, we've been living with the old design for like a decade. So surely there is some recency stuff in here. But liquid glass, at least in Golden Gate and in iOS 27, one of the things they've changed is the edges of a liquid glass UI element now have a border. So it's like it makes it look like it sits on top of the layer more than it did in 26, which I think is an okay change. I think they overcooked it in a few places, but it's fine. The side effect of that is, though, in the background, anything in a background window on the Mac, the controls have this outline around them. And I think they could drop that outline when something was in the background. I think it'd be okay. But the other effect of this moving to liquid glass is a lot of things in liquid glass have like refraction and reflection. So in 26, I know this because I look at widgets on iPhone home screens all day. There is a sort of a reflection of light that catches the edge of the widget. And depending on how you hold your phone, it moves a little bit. They've dialed that way back in 27, thankfully. That is present in these liquid glass controls. If you look at them up close, like if you can enlarge that comparison shot, where they're sort of brighter, like the color is not consistent all the way through. It's like it's catching light. That has two effects. One, it kind of makes them look oval, even though they're not. It's like a trick of the eye that they don't look perfectly circular. That bugs me a little bit. The other thing that bugs me about it is nothing else in macOS, like in the window frame, like any of the toolbar buttons, pick up the same light reflection. The buttons are effectively like transparent. Like they don't have those little highlights.
The controls on the right, like the backwards and forward, but they're not doing that. I mean, it's got like the darkness around the edges and they're lighter at the top and bottom.
But I think it is there a little bit, but the color really makes it stand out. And maybe the color, maybe it is dialed up there.
Well, you see, I'm currently surfing one of my favorite websites, which is the macOS screenshot gallery.
Mm.
And but this is how they looked on, in Tiger, Lion. They looked like this with like the light on the top and bottom and the dark on the left and right.
Yeah. Oh, it is a return to form in some ways.
Yeah.
I think it needs just a little more tweaking. There was another element of this. A designer at Apple posted a little video on Mastodon. I've got it embedded in the post, where I didn't think it was in here, but turns out it is. If you click and hold on a button and then drag the cursor off, the button follows you a little bit and then like lets go.
Love it.
It's fun. That's nowhere else in macOS. And so it's like, does that is the right place for that the most prominent window controls in the system.
No one's going to do this by accident.
No one's going to do this by accident. Maybe it's like the
a
shift
little bit of
key.
whimsy just for you. Also, I've been spreading misinformation because I took from your
know.
blog post,
Yeah.
as usual.
I was
Yes, this is
wrong.
my way.
Someone
Yeah.
reached out and corrected me.
Wow,
Um,
rough.
rough.
I don't see an update to this post.
I silently updated it.
Wow, you hear this, everyone?
It's about
Wow.
ethics in macOS UI journalism.
I wished.
So yeah, whimsy's good. I just think it needs a little love. Honestly, if they dialed back the reflection, I would be perfectly fine. It's just like a little
Okay.
much, I think. But it's wild that in beta 6 we're having these changes. Like they changed a bunch of icons in beta 5 and some of that came to the Mac in beta 6. Like not normally something we see this late in the cycle, but I think they're working on this stuff and that's encouraging. And I think while I have some nitpicks here, overall, I'm very happy with the direction the UI has taken in Golden Gate from Tahoe. And I think it is much more cohesive and understandable in some ways that Tahoe was kind of confusing. And I'm happy for that. I'm thankful for that.
I think no matter where you kind of stand, I guess, in your feelings about the liquid glass design, I think there is absolutely a positive in the fact that people are complaining less about macOS.
Mm-hmm. I
right?
think so
Which
too.
just shows that there is a change. Like there is definitely a change here. I'm excited to use Golden Gate. I haven't installed it. I'm not a maniac like you two.
It's on a
I
secondary.
will wait until for macOS. I do like to wait.
Yeah.
Until it's completely done. I just get really nervous about that.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I open an app on my iPhone and it doesn't work, it's like you can get around it and like it's fine. But a lot of the apps that I need to use on my Mac, if they stop working, then I can't do my job anymore, which is a real problem. And so I do like to wait for that.
Yeah, and Zoe pointed out in Discord, and I saw this online as well. Remember there was that story a while back from Gurman that the user interface on future touch Macs was doing like some wild stuff, like things would pop out around your finger and that sort of thing. Like maybe that little movement animation is a little part of that poking out a little bit. Because it makes sense with the cursor, I guess. If you're gonna like drag something off, it has some friction.
Get ready for some bleepin and bloopin in the operating system.
Yeah, but maybe we're going, gonna have a lot more animation on touch Macs for the UI, like there is on iOS, right? Like things on iOS and especially on the iPad, they're responding to you more than just like a cursor clicking, and so maybe this is a touch of that. But we'll see. That's my second biggest question for the year. What does the foldable iPhone multitasking look like? And the number 2 is like, what is touch like on macOS?
Well, I was about to ask you, do you think we'll get that this year? But maybe we can talk about that in a second.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Shipathon, the global hackathon for builders launching real apps to real stores, competing for big prizes, and showing the world what they shipped. Do you have an app idea that you keep meaning to build someday? Well, someday just got a deadline. Shipathon is back, the world's biggest mobile hackathon, brought to you by RevenueCat. It's simple. Launch a brand new app between August 1st and September 30th and compete for over $1 million in prizes. Plus, get exclusive perks from partners like Replit, OneSignal, AdMob, and more. You'll unlock 25 sponsor perks automatically as your app moves from registration to real revenue. And there's $700,000 in cash prizes. Win, and your app could land on a billboard in Times Square, forever enshrined in app development glory. Join at shipathon.com. There's a link in the show notes, or visit SHIPATON, shipathon.com. My thanks to RevenueCat for their support of the show and all of Relay. Do you want to talk us through how this stuff showed up, all these leaks?
Absolutely. So, macOS 26.7, the release candidate went in through the beta channel. And I'm sure that every time there's any beta update, or whatever, any kind of release candidate, there are people at Mac Rumors and 9to5Mac and elsewhere that do some kind of incantation and start searching through code to find references to things.
Yeah.
And oh boy, did they find references to things over at Mac Rumors.
Yeah.
A absolute treasure trove of code names. And these code names, they're very simple. Stuff like J495, J496, da 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 da. But if you pay enough attention and you understand this stuff well enough, you know exactly what product lines they're talking about. And sometimes there's previous information that suggests exactly what that product's going to be, even if it's new. And also some things have words associated to them, like, for example, home accessory 17,3 J595, right? Like that. There is a way in which, if you pay enough attention, you can work out what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't give you all the code names, but we'll talk about what these products are, where they've been kind of discerned. It is odd that this has appeared in Tahoe.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it suggests a few things. So obviously it suggests that this release candidate at 26.7 is expected to debut after some of these products have been announced, or kind of like around that time, because you do that, or maybe just before you do that. So if you have a Mac and you need to be aware of these products for some reason, you're plugged in an iPhone or whatever, the Mac will understand that it exists, right? So it can be one of the reasons that it's in there. Why there's so much and why so much of this information has been left available, I would expect is a mistake for some of it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like the idea, so if the code names for the iPhones are in here, that is not a problem, right? We know that's happening. We know it's happening in a month. It's like, whatever. But there's a bunch of stuff in here where it's like, oh, this maybe shouldn't have been in here. And there's one very specific thing that we'll get to in a little bit. Steve, do you have, I see you have some notes here that I'm interested in about why you think this may have been more of a reason for a problem?
Yeah, I was just thinking, is like, why Tahoe? Why not Golden Gate? And this stuff may be in Golden Gate. I haven't seen any reporting on that. But then I had the realization that Tahoe is the last OS to support Intel Macs. And if a Mac is needed for these other devices, like particularly the AirPods, right? Like macOS has to know about new AirPods and what they can do, and probably this other stuff too. Then you need it in Tahoe, so you're not cutting off a bunch of Intel Mac users, which there are still plenty out there, from your new devices. Whether or not that holds any water, I don't know, but it certainly like sort of raised a flag in my mind of like, right, Tahoe is it for a bunch of people. So yeah, definitely strange. Like it's very, I mean, I remember way back in the day, there was some version of macOS that leaked it was in like the system preferences bundle, an image of the touch bar. And it was just like on the disk in the macOS update. You can go find it, right? These things happen, but
things like the notched iPhones and stuff like that came out.
That was guessed from a CDN URL, right? Yeah.
Lots of this stuff comes out, right? Like these are things that they exist. They have to exist for some reason. And I guess there is an element of being able to hide stuff, but maybe sometimes you just can't.
Yeah. I did also have the thought, like, I think it's relatively clear that Apple is using some agentic coding stuff. I mean, how fast they're turning out some of these bug fixes and stuff. And I was like, did somebody mess something up? Some people had a bad day, I think, when this came out, for sure.
I mean, it could be something like that, but also similarly, wouldn't you imagine they would have something that should check it? Like, it feels like the fact that if this kind of thing had never happened before, fine, but it happens enough, you know? Right, so iPhones. So there's references to, obviously, the 18 Pro and Pro Max, a device that will probably be a foldable, and the iPhone Air 2. Sidebar question. So all of the reports are suggesting that the iPhone Air 2 will get a second camera and more battery. Do either of you think that's going to make a difference in the trajectory of this product's life?
I mean, as an iPhone Air user, I hope so. But I mean, I can tell you from like our apps usage numbers, like no one's using the iPhone Air. And I don't think it's because it only has one camera. I think a lot of people are concerned about the battery life or weirded out by it. I mean, some people it is the camera, right? Like the camera's not a fantastic camera system. The Air 2 will make all that better, but I don't know. I think we're gonna have 2 of these things, and that may be it.
What do you think, Federico?
I really don't know.
I mean, you were someone who kind of moved away from the Air to the Pro.
Yeah.
Do you think if it had a second camera and the battery life was better, would it have maybe kept you?
The battery wasn't really a concern. The second camera was, but it probably would have kept me with the telephoto. That's what I would say. Not about the battery life. That I can live with. It was the second camera and it was the telephoto.
And it probably won't be a telephoto.
And it probably see that's what I'm thinking about. It probably won't be a telephoto.
Yeah, but that's also going to be the situation that we're in with the folding phone.
Right.
It's not going to have a telephoto camera.
But it compensates. But it compensates. Well, first of all, there's the effect of new, right? So yeah, but it compensates for what it doesn't have by having literally another display inside. Yeah. So like you lose one thing, but you gain another. With the iPhone Air, you lose a bunch of things and you gain a thinner phone. Yeah. Right? So
I think, and also like the benefit of the Air, you get used to much more over time, where I feel like the benefit of a foldable phone is going to remain for longer. You know, like I think the utility rather than the form, I think will provide a more lasting affection.
Because the iPhone Air doesn't change how you use your iPhone. In a sense, it's the novelty of it.
Yes.
And foldable is different.
Are either of you currently planning or thinking, we'll have this conversation more in a few weeks, that you will be trying to main the Ultra?
I think for a while, I think to understand it and be able to talk and write about it. Whether it's long term, I don't know.
Federico?
I think so.
Yeah, I think of the three of us, I reckon you're the most likely to long term.
Yeah, I think I have been working my way toward this space, toward like a more hybrid iOS, you know, especially since I get much more of my work done on a MacBook these days. But I don't want to lose the touch nature of the iPad. I feel like an iPhone Ultra is kind of, in theory, right? In theory, can be a little bit of a hybrid for people. And I think there's other people like me, right? That maybe over the past couple of years, because of the renaissance of macOS, because of some apps that you cannot find on the iPad, are working more on the Mac, but they do miss that feeling of holding a little tablet, right? Not to mention gaming, right? There's a whole separate conversation about what's happening in the mobile gaming scene right now on iOS, with all of these new types of games that you can play with emulators, with fan-made decompilation projects. And, you know, having seen what it looks like to play a game on a Z Fold 8, like I cannot wait to do the same on an Ultra. And by the way, a couple of weeks ago, I was with Sylvia. We went to a store. We were at the shopping mall where I believe I took you, Mike, a few years ago when you were here.
Good food, like good quick Italian food.
Yeah. You had the pizza, I think. Anyway,
I don't remember. I think it was like some kind of like bready roll thing.
Oh, maybe yes. Anyway, they have this electronic department store upstairs, and there was the day after, they already had the Pixel 11 devices on display.
Okay.
And there was also the Z Fold 8. So I went and used the Z Fold 8 for a few minutes. And it was lovely. I mean, besides the ugly Samsung UI stuff, it was really lovely. So yeah, I think, I thought hypothetically I was going to be a fan of the form factor. Now I can also say, practically speaking, it really feels nice. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm going to struggle with some of the things that phone's not going to have over the Pro. But we'll see. Also, in the Tahoe leaks, bunch of Mac stuff. So there seems to be reference to a new entry-level 14-inch MacBook Pro if I'm remembering the rumor wizard correctly, this would potentially be a new design and maybe an M6 chip. There's also references to higher end MacBook Pros. Unclear what these are.
Mm-hmm.
Are these just M6 Pro or Max? Is one of them the OLED? Are they all OLED? Are any of them touchscreen? It's unclear. But they're just higher end MacBook Pros, I think is probably a better way to say it. We spoke about touchscreen. Do either of you think that we will see this OLED touchscreen MacBook Pro this year?
No.
I don't think so.
Do you think early next year or just like TBD?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like they may be gearing up for some kind of spring event, with the iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
I could see this Mac being rolled into that. I could see the AirPods with the cameras being rolled into that.
Okay.
Or maybe they're going to do one of those weeks, right? With one press release a day.
I think that there's enough stuff here that I expect
I
that the
would do an
iPhone event will
yeah.
not be the only thing that we get this year. Like we haven't even got to half of the stuff that's in this. But we'll see. Then also iMacs 2, which is interesting. Are there 2 versions of the iMac currently?
There are. It's like the base one and then one with 4 ports. It's not. They're both the base chip.
Okay. Well, and then they will have, gosh knows what chip is in those. M5, M6.
Probably
it's
M5.
hard to tell right now. I don't know though. Like it seems like the M5, they're just not going to bother with it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell right now. And the iPad Mini is referenced that we spoke about earlier, and a new Apple TV remote, which I assume means a new Apple TV, right? Like I figure that's got to mean that. You're not just going to do a new remote, right?
All right. Can I tell you something?
Yeah, sure.
I would actually love this. My Apple TV in the bedroom has an old remote. And I've been getting the low battery warning for like 2 months.
When you say an old remote, do you mean the light?
No. The Siri remote with the lightning connector. But since I've been too lazy to go find a lightning cable, I've had that warning for like 2 months.
Is it the new? It has USB-C now, doesn't it?
Well, yes,
but yours
but
is
that's
older.
an old one. That's an older one.
So you have the one with the little like what looks like a click wheel.
It's the silver one.
Sorry, I just wanted to check that. I also have that one with lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm too lazy to go find a lightning cable.
Yep. We have one lightning cable tucked in underneath our kitchen island because also Adina has old AirPods.
Mm-hmm.
So she still needs that if she wants to charge them downstairs. She can charge them on MagSafe upstairs. So we have that in the kitchen. So that's where I plug the Siri remote into.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I've been too lazy to go find it because we upgraded all of our devices to USB-C over the past few years. We don't have a lightning cable, I think, in here anymore. And so I've actually had the thought of like, maybe I should just go order a new one. Which I know is stupid, right?
Yeah, because they increased the price by like 50%.
Oh, really? Also the Siri remote?
No, not the remote. The remote is
sorry.
$59.
Yeah, you can just buy the remote.
Yeah.
See, now I can buy the new one instead.
Interesting.
So that's actually great for people like me.
Yeah.
And maybe, conspiracy theory, maybe they show you that battery warning for months and the battery is not even that low to begin with, but they just pressure you
to buy a new remote. No, they just want you to charge it.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Can you be sure though?
You know what? I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give some long-term follow-up. So if you remember, when the price increases went up, I bought my mom an Apple TV.
Yes.
Which I have set up for her, and she loves it and like really it just understands how to use it, which I'm fascinated by the fact that she's done that. My mom is like, she's technical enough, but she kind of, if something is new, she'll be like, I just don't know how to use this. Like she doesn't have the desire to want to learn, so she'll just be like, I don't know how to do this, and we'll just not do it. But she's working it out. Like I put a bunch of apps for the channels that she likes, and she's just like she's watching more things than she did before because she now isn't just watching what's available to her on the TV. Like she had like a DVR basically. it was, man, DVR technology is so bad. Like if
Yeah.
you, like, she didn't want to have like a cable subscriptions, but we have like free over the air TV, and there's quite a lot of it here, like the free over the air TV, and it's like a kind of light version of cable. And she wanted a DVR, and I had to find her one. And man, the best DVR is terrible, like absolutely terrible. And so now she's on the Apple TV and she's loving it. So I'm really pleased about that, because you never know, right? You're like, I'm upending your television experience, but she seems to really dig it. So I'm very happy about that.
Good. This episode of Connected is brought to you by Bolt.new. If you're looking for a low-stakes way into AI, this is it. Type your simplest business problem in plain English and have a working app by Sunday. There's no setup on Bolt.new, just an idea and your browser. It's the tool for the thing that you keep wishing existed: a client tool, a booking tool, an internal dashboard you'd otherwise have to hire somebody to build, or a pitch deck that doesn't look like a template. You describe what you want in the prompt box, and Bolt.new builds the actual working app, not a mock-up, and there's no code required. I got to play with Bolt.new, and it really is that simple. It's you and your browser and your idea. I had some metrics on a dashboard that I wanted to rebuild. I told it what I wanted, and it went off and built it for me. It was awesome, something beyond what I could have done myself. It's something that you can try and ship this weekend, not just a demo. Bolt.new gives you the ability to build things that look great just with plain English prompts. So go to Bolt.new and use the code CONNECTED for a free 30-day pro account. That's Bolt.new, code CONNECTED, and you've got a full month of pro to build whatever you've been putting off. Our thanks to Bolt.new for their support of the show and all of Relay.
All right, one of the things that I'm most excited about is the long-awaited Home Hub. So this is the Home Pod with a screen in it. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
There are two versions referenced. The rumors would suggest that this aligns to one version that's on a stand and one version that can be mounted to the wall. Right? You don't like that?
It should be one, and you can change the mount.
I mean, maybe
Nah.
though, right? Maybe that is the case, but they sell them separately.
This from the company that lets you buy an external display, and you have to choose whether you want the VESA mount or the stand
That's
one.
a very good point.
Which is also lame. Like,
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Who knows, right? But like, there are two versions. But Steven's looking for like he wants it to be like the Pro display with a stand, right? Where it's like, here's the new thing. It's $200, and here's the stand for $400. That's what Steven wants. So this is, I was just thinking about it being long awaited. I wonder if like the boxes of these products might have like one of those stickers on, and you peel it off, and it's like got a date from like long in the past. Like, they've done that stuff before. It's like, oh man, these just sat in a warehouse for a long time because they couldn't put them out. So this product, with all of the rumors, and we'll put a link to an article from Felipe Esposito, who's now at Engadget. It was
given the accent, I would say Esposito, but
yeah, we'll go with that.
yeah, okay.
It could be anything. Who knows? Where was Felipe at?
9 to 5, and then Macworld.
before.
And then
yeah.
Macworld. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So Felipe's moving around, but is good at this stuff.
Yes.
So which is great. So I'm pleased. This device is running some kind of operating system that appears to be kind of product rumored to be called Home OS, but is either a variant of tvOS or is just going to be the OS that powers tvOS and everything else now.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense? Like it's kind of unclear what's going to happen here. It's like, is it a variant of tvOS, or is tvOS now going to be essentially Home OS, but Home OS on the Apple TV looks like this. Home OS on the HomePad looks like this, or whatever.
Yeah, because didn't they fold in the HomePod at some point? It was like Audio OS, Audio
Yeah, at some point
OS.
it was Audio OS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they kind of from a presentation perspective, they now do audio and home, but they don't. It's not like the HomePod do not run. It's not like they say, oh, it runs tvOS, but they show those products off together when at WWDC or whatever. Like, hey, here's audio and home, and they just show them all. It will make sense, honestly, to have this all just be one thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it seems like Apple agrees, but whether they will talk about that or not, who knows, right? Like, whether it will actually be Home OS would be nice, though, wouldn't it? Especially if they're going to be making more home products. With this, there is also like some additional reporting that is outside of the kind of the codename stuff that Mac Rumors dug up about the Home Hub HomePad thing. The home screen will be kind of like an Apple Watch. So, and it may also feature something like a faces and face gallery. So it feels like there's some kind of Apple Watch-y influence here of like how you will set it up. Right? So you'll set it up this way. You want to have like your UI looking like this kind of thing, like complications, I guess, kind of idea. And this is a quote: "These faces appear to be customizable with different widgets and even smart stacks. So you'll see different widgets throughout the day." And then from Judy Clover at Mac Rumors, based on the code, widgets installed on a linked iPhone will be suggested on the Home Hub. Much how like iPhone widgets are available on a Mac without an app being installed. It looks like third-party app widgets may be supported in addition to Apple's own apps. iPhone app widgets displayed on the Home Hub will have information mirrored from the iPhone. And it can detect when a user's iPhone is nearby and display personal data and widgets from the phone, kind of like how the Mac does. So this is answering the question going back from all the way when this product was first rumored of basically Apple were at one point considering if this would have its own app store, but quite rightly decided that new product-focused app stores is a bad idea for them because they have to get developers to want to develop apps for another platform, which I think we have seen now that developers do not want to do this anymore. And so it makes the most sense if you can pull information from an iPhone. But this product lives in the home with multiple people in that home, with multiple iPhones, multiple sets of information. And sometimes some people leave the house. So
No.
it's like if let's imagine it's set up under for me. If I leave, what is shown on the screen? This is fascinating. How this product will actually work in practice for multi-home arrangements is going to be an interesting challenge, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think they nailed it with the HomePod, right? Where like find your voice and you can do the personal context stuff. Maybe it's fine if it's alone in your office, but like in a kitchen where this thing is going to live, it doesn't make much sense. So I don't know what they do here. It feels a little bit like, I mean, a lot of Apple's products are designed for like one person in mind, like the iPad, right? No multi-user support on the iPad unless you're a school. Like that's silly. I mean, this feels like it could be a really limiting thing.
There's no way this product could have been designed with the idea that it will be a single person experience. Surely, right?
That'd be a mistake.
This product can't leave the factory with that being the thought of how it works. Mm-hmm. That would be madness. But I'm really excited for this product because I want to have a device that is in the kitchen that I can talk to and will show photos on it that come from my photos library, right? Like I'm very excited about the possibility of this thing, but the devil is in the details of this one for sure.
I'm excited about this as a way to have some of the functions of the iPhone in the kitchen without having to put my iPhone in the kitchen, like timers or music playback or just peeking at notifications.
Yeah.
I've been trying to and it's really hard to use my phone less when I'm not working, and I know we all have in some form or another an addiction to our phones, right?
Mhm.
Mine's pretty bad, I would say, and so I've been trying ways to sort of work on that, and just having a thing there where I can use Siri, I can use timers, I can see some widgets, I can see notifications, I can play music. Maybe I can take a look at my HomeKit cameras. I don't know, without having to put my phone in there, always within reach. That's pretty exciting. I am kind of concerned about the family sharing aspect of it all, in the sense that, like, with family sharing on the Apple TV, and it's just like on macOS. You literally have an account switcher when you are on the lock screen, and you get to choose which profile you want to load. Now, I don't expect there to be an account switcher on this thing. Like, otherwise, every time you want to use it, you got to select your person.
Which just this is an ambient computer as well, right?
Sounds inconvenient.
So, like, you can't be like, it doesn't make sense that way. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah. Right, but the opposite also sounds kind of, I don't know, not dangerous, but also inconvenient, in the sense that how is it going to work for multiple people? Is it always going to be unlocked for multiple people?
Whose calendar is it showing? Whose messages is it sending?
Messages. So is this Apple trying to say, hey, if you live with somebody else, you're not supposed to have any secrets? Well, that only goes so far, because, like, what if you're not like a couple? It's like your roommates, right? And so maybe you just, and you want to purchase one of these things, and you're entitled to having your own messages and your own notifications, and your roommate is also entitled to having theirs. So, like, how is it going to reconcile?
Even in a couple, you are entitled to your own messages.
Also that, but
every message I send is a group thread.
you are entitled to your privacy. Also. But hey, some couples work in a certain way. I don't know. I'm not here to cast any judgment. But, like,
hey, look, sometimes you're planning a surprise party. How about that one?
Exactly. How about that? Exactly. How's it gonna work in practice? Like, and you can say, well, it's gonna be proximity based. Okay. Well, what if the both of us are cooking something in the kitchen? Like,
this is a very interesting, like, software problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just mentioned notifications a second ago, and I recoiled. I do not want notifications on this.
No.
Yeah. Well, I get it.
I want, like, smart home notifications, like someone's at the door, or
yes,
a HomePod heard a fire alarm,
or there's a timer.
But I don't want messages. I don't want Slack. Like,
oh God,
someone might, right? Like, I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. It's just like, I wouldn't want that.
No,
and I'm sure I could turn it off if they did offer that. I wouldn't mind one of these for the office too, though.
Yeah, I want one on my desk. I think it'd be great.
If you think, like, even just something that's, like, much more customizable standby, right? Like, even just that, like, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that name in years.
I use
standby.
I use it.
Huh.
Yes, it's a cool feature. I don't use it so much anymore, though, because
does it still only work when you put it in landscape?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I have it disabled, so that's why it doesn't come on.
Yeah. I just don't really use it so much anymore because all my charging stuff changed, and so I don't really put it into.
Oh yeah, it was disabled on my phone. That's why.
That would do it.
And obviously, for obvious reasons, very excited about the possibility of third-party widgets just working out of the box. That'd be lovely, lovely, lovely. It would be great for the widget business. Just let's get some widgets going.
It would.
What's the expression? You have a horse in this race.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's completely selfish.
Yeah.
Disclosure: widgets are cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my disclosure is everyone should have widgets, and they should all be made per Widgetsmith. This leak also included a bunch of other stuff, maybe other home products, like a device with multiple sensors that could detect alarm sounds and capture images. Sounds like a home security camera.
Yeah, some of that exists. Like, you can have a HomePod listen for a fire alarm, or I think broken glass. There's a couple of things.
Yeah, it does that, but not images, though.
Not images. And if this thing has a camera on it for FaceTime, like maybe this and the Home Hub are I don't know. They seem related, but
Are you saying these aren't two products?
these aren't two products.
These are three. These are
Mm.
one product.
One product that doesn't understand the difference between you and your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Getting it? You skipped the most important one. Mark Gurman's tabletop robot. J595 hanging out here.
I don't know.
What is? I mean, it's a prank, right?
I don't
think-
think it is.
Oh, they had
think
that
they're
video.
smoking
They had
them
that
out.
research video.
Yeah,
Forgot about
they've
that.
done
Yeah.
they've done a lot of the bits that are needed, and it makes a lot of sense that if you have this thing in your house and you're talking to it, the screen looking at you rather than you going to look at the screen makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I just think we're a long way away from that.
And they
Mhm.
have, I forget the name of the framework, but you can have a motorized iPhone mount.
Dock kit.
Dock kit.
Isn't that I'm sure Belkin makes one.
Auto tracking stand pro with dock kit for iPhone.
How much is it?
Find a
200?
retailer.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'll get back to you.
149? I don't know.
For
just
some
guessing.
reason, oh my gosh.
No, it's 300?
Okay, so I Googled this, right? So we've got two product pages, and then the third page, gov.uk. Belkin Auto Tracking Stand Pro with Dock Kit recall, presenting
Oh,
a
no.
risk of fire.
Oh,
no.
This is
no.
on the British government website. So there you go. We've got that going for us.
You don't want your tabletop robot to shoot fire across your...
Hazard. The product presents a risk of fire as the lithium-ion batteries can overheat while in use.
Damn. Okay.
So that's why I can't find this product anymore. It got recalled.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. I don't know if you've noticed, but the internet's a big place. It's hard to stand out. And if you have a new project or a business, or maybe you have a website that needs refreshing, Squarespace is where you need to go. Of course, they have all the tools you need to claim a domain name, showcase your offerings, grow a brand, and get paid all in one place. So if you're an entrepreneur, or you just have a side project, or you have artwork you want to show off in a gallery, you're a podcaster, whatever you're doing, Squarespace has tools for you. And if you're like me, you're not an SEO expert, so they have those tools integrated right in. Every Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions. It auto-generates a sitemap, and more people will find your site through search engine results. And you can see those people in the built-in analytics, keeping track of the stats that matter. It makes it easy to review website traffic, learn where to focus engagement, track revenue from bookings, invoices, or product sales. Head on over to squarespace.com/connected for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code CONNECTED to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain name. That's squarespace.com/connected and the code CONNECTED to get 10% off your first purchase. Our thanks to Squarespace for their support of the show and all of Relay. And then lastly, the AirPods with camera. So new AirPods Pro or AirPods Ultra, whatever it's going to be. This may be the wildest leak to me because in Tahoe, there's a little video clip of somebody using it, looking at a book, and there's like a graphic showing that like, oh, I know what the book is, and it can save it for later or search it or something. Pretty nuts. Use cases here has been a lot of conversation, right? It doesn't seem like these are cameras. They are cameras for visual intelligence, scanning the world around you, not necessarily recording your child at a birthday party like the Vision Pro is. Is that something we need?
Here's one thing I'll say on this. Just this video, right? It appears to be like a help video
Yes.
or something,
Yeah.
right? I'm surprised at how much these AirPods look like the current AirPods physically.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the camera go?
Yeah. It's weird, right?
And so this product, it was later confirmed. Well, sorry, it was later said by Mark Gurman that this product is not coming this year. It's not coming till 2027. I just wonder if this is a final video.
It could be, it could be that those AirPods are, placeholder and they'll be.
Yeah.
Because the audio of the video doesn't sound right to me either.
I really preferred when Apple made videos without special effects, where they were more authentic.
What are you getting at?
Just like film people who are mad at visual effects. I don't know. It didn't really land.
Wow,
It's not good.
That's
I'm sorry,
interesting
Todd.
Fight you've decided to take yourself into.
Sorry, Todd.
I'm just this video. My first thought was it wasn't real, but enough people seem to have, corroborated that it exists.
What's strange about this, and probably you guys haven't seen it, but like if you freeze frame on the AirPods, take a screenshot and zoom in.
Okay.
It seems like they almost have like a hook part at the bottom. You're gonna see there's like an extra white component. I don't know. If it's an issue
maybe.
I don't know if it's an issue of the video or
Could
if
be
it's actually.
it could be a shadow, a light, or a video artifact or whatever.
But
yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if this is like. This may be a type of thing they want to exist. I'm just not sure that this is the video that is the final video or whatever.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, Mark Gurman is saying not until 2027 still. This product is not expected to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think I'm more I want to say excited, but like lukewarm about this than I used to be. I think there are some interesting use cases for visual intelligence. If these things are not going to be proper cameras, right? They're not going to take pictures or record videos. They will. So you as the user will not be able to say take a picture or record a video with the AirPods. There's going to be sensor. There's going to be a camera, right? But it'll be prohibited from saving a static file or a static video, but it will be sending some kind of real-time video stream, right, to somewhere. And that's going to power, I assume, visual intelligence. Also, the video says visual intelligence. Now, so many questions, right? What's the image quality? What's the resolution? How long can an AirPod with camera see? Like, can you point at something for 30 seconds? Can it only freeze frame and get a static shot? Can it actually do a session that lasts for 2 minutes? Like, for example, let's say that I'm asking Siri for some kind of guidance on how to assemble some kind of appliance. It's going to be able to follow me in that session for 5 minutes with those cameras. Like, I'm trying to imagine these scenarios where you're not using your phone for something like Gemini Live or ChatGPT video when you want to do something with real-time video and an AI on the side. That's, I assume, what's going to be the role for visual intelligence here. Now, some ideas that I thought about. One of the things that annoys me the most about some of the modern AirPods and Siri features is when it pauses, right, when you're speaking. The audio playback on iOS, there's a setting to automatically pause or lower the volume when you're speaking. The problem as a dog owner, when I'm walking the dogs and I'm listening to a podcast or listening to some music, I'm talking to my dogs, right? I mean, dog owners will know you're giving commands and you're saying things. And now Siri has no idea that I'm talking to a dog. It just recognizes that I'm speaking. Now with AirPods with the cameras, it would be cool if there was like a dog detection mode. Like if it knew that I was walking my dogs on a leash and that I'm talking to my dogs, maybe it wouldn't necessarily need to pause the audio. Likewise, an AirPod with a camera would probably have a better person detection. So it will probably do a better job at identifying if somebody's approaching me, looking at me, and maybe speaking to me, right? So better ambience detection of things happening around you could feed, in theory, better context to Siri AI, because now in addition to hearing things, it can also see things. And then, of course, there's like the obvious stuff. Like, I'm not using the phone, I'm just wearing AirPods, but Siri can give me visual navigation help. Like, I don't know, translate road signs, or see that if I'm like in some cities, I believe that's what is it? Google Maps has the fancy real-time navigation. Maybe with an update to Apple Maps, Siri could tell you in real time by looking, no, you're walking the wrong way. You were supposed to go the other direction. Or the even more basic things like, you're at a restaurant, you're just looking at a menu, you're wearing one AirPod, and Siri will tell you, hey, those 20 pounds, that's like 35 euros for you. Like that kind of ambience level, real-time context based on visuals, I think it is kind of exciting, but it all depends on the power and the image quality and how invasive / pervasive they want this system to be, I think.
I just think that there's a real problem in trying to sell this product to people that I don't know how they're going to get around, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a reason that, apparently the rumor is that this product has been difficult to make, but it would not surprise me if they want to take some time to see either A, how kind of attitudes net out, and also if they think they can maybe try and market this product in a specific way and would like more time for it. Because I just don't know how you get across to people. These have cameras in them, but they're not taking pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Right? If that's the case. Or maybe they are, I don't know. Right? But like, I don't know. I just don't know how people are going to feel about a product like this, and I don't know if they need to walk into it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like the tone, has really shifted on the Meta glasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like they're just called pervert glasses now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know. Like, do you want the AirPods, a product so successful, to go the way of that? Where like everyone, you're wearing the AirPods with the cameras in them. Like do they want that kind of question to be something people ask? And so like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really hard to get that across, I think. And
that's gonna be a challenge for everybody. I mean,
and I wonder if the challenge is worth it.
That's a problem for the bigger tech industry as a whole, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
You could zoom out and ask the question, was it worth it to invest in AI? And I think the companies that will succeed will be the companies that are going to find a way to sell AI to people in a non-creepy and useful way, right? And
Good luck.
All right. I mean, one could make the argument that Siri AI is one of those products.
I think it could be, yes. At least it doesn't currently feel like people are upset about it. I mean, it's not available.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think if there's a company that is well positioned to say, look, we're doing AI, but in a non-creepy way, just to benefit our users. And I agree. It's like, not even a fine line to walk. It's like an almost invisible line to walk. And it requires excellent communication skills, and it requires an excellent marketing campaign. Not a surprise that Apple is now pretty active on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it. How do you sell a younger audience that's maybe a little disillusioned with AI right now on the benefits of AI? Especially if like AirPods are just the beginning. Like especially if you're also planning proper glasses for the next 2 years. How do you sell those so that people don't call them pervert glasses? I don't know. But also, I'm not being paid to run Apple PR. So
I think, like, I think thinking about this, if this is a product that like really works well with vision intelligence, and that becomes something that's like really helpful, right? Like, just imagine a scenario where that is the case. I think I prefer the camera being in AirPods to glasses because I wear glasses.
Yeah, same.
Like, I like the idea of I can take the camera off, because there's like all these stories now, I'm sure it's happening in the US too, of like official buildings and like government buildings and all this kind of place in the UK, they're banning the camera glasses.
I've seen some of that.
So like if you wear them to see, you can't. If you need glasses, you can't then rely on the camera glasses to be your glasses. So at least with the AirPods, you could just be like, the AirPods go in the case, and it's like I can get rid of that if I have to. And so like I think I prefer that, or like a pendant or a pin, like that kind of thing over glasses now for if I'm going to have some kind of like Siri AI device or whatever. I think that form factor I think will be better than the glasses form factor for like having a camera and having something you can talk to or whatever. I think is going to be better than glasses with cameras in them. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Very complicated.
And it's also complicated because this is a thing where nobody has shown the actual utility for a lot of these devices, right? Like there's the possibility of utility, but I don't think anyone has really like cracked why I would need an AI device on my person, because the products that have been, doesn't help that the products that have been the biggest show of this have all failed so far. Or like, like the humane pin, the rabbit pin, whatever the rabbit was, it wasn't a pin, but they didn't go very well. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how Apple spins this if they do.
Yeah, because a bunch of those other companies are trying to build something that you don't reach for your smartphone, you reach for their thing. Apple doesn't have that challenge, so things like glasses, things like AirPods, they're made to work in conjunction with your phone, not replace it. And that's such a different, they come from such a different place than somebody like Meta, where they have to make something more standalone, right? It's like it's a different set of challenges.
Or where even if it could connect to your phone, they would love it to be standalone because they don't have your core device.
Yeah.
Right? Where like Apple has got the core device part taken care of, so they don't care. But Meta desperately wants to be a core device company, but they're probably never going to be at this point.
No. I think that about does it. This closing was also leaked in macOS Tahoe.
Oh, man.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame. If you want to find links to stuff we spoke about, they're in your podcast player or on the web at relay.fm/connected/617. As Mike mentioned earlier, it is Relay's anniversary week, birthday week. We are now 12 years old. We're going to be doing a Q&A early next week. So go to the Connected feedback form. That link is in the show notes. And drop us a question about Relay 12. And we're going to be answering those, and that'll be in the Departures feed early next week. If you'd like to find more of us, we're around. Mike hosts a bunch of other shows here on Relay, and you can check his blog out at theenthusiast.net.
I answered your question.
You did.
You keep asking me, why aren't you blogging? Why aren't you blogging? And I blogged it. So there you go.
Did. No, it was good. It was great. You've done 2 in like a week.
I published 3 things to my blog since we last spoke.
Oh, man. He's pro blogging, Federico. He's coming for us.
I'm back.
I should be scared. Okay.
I am scared.
Watch out, everyone.
You can find Federico's pro blog, power blog, at macstories.net. And you can find mine at 512pixels.net. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Revenue Cat, Bolt.new, and Squarespace. And until next week, guys, say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Cheerio.
Bye, y'all.